President Daniels, Chair Jeffrey Aronson, to all of our friends, the faculty, family members, and the class of 2015. I have first come by here to simply congratulate you for all that you have done, but more importantly, all that you're going to do. You are truly, truly blessed. Not very far from here, in the neighborhood that I live in, there are so many people who were born into a sea of hopelessness. Like the young man that I spoke to a few weeks ago during the disturbances, when he said at the age of 19, "Congressman, I've always felt like I'm in my casket, clawing my way out." And ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States of America. And I am saying to you, we're better than that. And you must be the agents of change, for you have been blessed with an awesome education. You are the ones that can guide us the rest of the way. I've often said that our children are the living messages we send to a future we will never see. You, and you are our messages. And so I want to just tell you a few things, and I'll finish up my 4 minutes. Most people do not achieve the things they want to achieve because they are distracted. They are distracted by small things. As a good friend of mine says to me all the time, big can't get you as small's got you. And so I beg you to always be focused on the things that are so very, very important, the big things. The other thing that I would remind you of is that this is bigger than you. In a sense, it's not really about you. It's about generations yet unborn, paving a way for them so that they might deliver their gifts to the world. That young man that I just talked about, trying to claw his way out of a casket, you must open his eyes and help nourish his gifts. But first, you have to help him realize what his gifts are. Third, I would say to you, keep in mind that right now at Hopkins Hospital, a child is being born to save somebody, and you were born to save somebody. And so you must take that and understand that that is your mission. Finally, I say this. You know, I often ask the question, why is it that in a Congress that is so brilliant that we talk about cutting the funds for NIH, for research? Why do we cut the funds for food stamps? Why do we level off the funds for Pell Grants so that our children might emerge to be all that God meant for them to be? And I'm going to continue to preach until I die, because I will never forget the fact that in this very city, I, as a young man, the son of two former sharecroppers, with only a third grade education, rose up in this city with public education to end up a Phi Beta Kappa and a member of the Congress of the United States of America. I want my dream to be their dream. And as I close, years ago when President Clinton was president, he would have these shindigs on the lawn at the White House. And he would invite guests about every fourth Saturday, stars to come and perform, Melissa Etheridge and Aretha Franklin and just all kinds of folks, the Four Tops. So, Mr. President, he invited me to one of these things, and of course I invited some of my guys from the neighborhood. And after we had listened to the Four Tops, Aretha Franklin, the president got up and said these words. He says, we've got a great man that's about to perform. He's a superstar. I want you to stand up and give a round of applause for Garth Brooks. My guys from the neighborhood said, Mr. Cummings, who's that? And this guy comes out with cowboy boots, a big 10-gallon hat, a plaid shirt and jeans rolled up. And what we had done, and so they said, can we leave now? I said, no, I think we ought to stay. But what they did and what I had done is I had already prejudged him. But he got up and he sang some of the most powerful words I've ever heard, and I leave them with you. Garth Brooks sang this song. This ain't coming from no prophet, just an ordinary man. When I close my eyes, I see the way this world shall be, when we all walk hand in hand, when the last child cries for a crust of bread, when the last man dies for just the words that he said, when there's shelter over the poorest head, then we shall be free. When the last thing we notice is the color of one's skin, and the first thing we look for is the beauty within, when the skies and the oceans are clean again, then we shall be free. When we're free to love anyone we choose, when this world's big enough for all different views, when we all can worship from our own kind of pews, then we shall be free, we shall be free. And when money talks for the very last time, and nobody walks a step behind, where there's only one race, and that's mankind, that's when we shall be free. We shall be free. Stand straight, walk proud, because we shall be free. We shall be free, have a little faith, hold out, because we shall be free.